Welcome to Royal Lovers. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and show some love to royalty. I am your host, Carl. Nestled in the scenic Highlands of Scotland, Balmoral Castle has long stood as a summer retreat for the British royal family. It's more than just a stunning residence. It's a place where history whispers through the halls and where personal bonds are fortified away from the public eye. Each invitation to Balmoral is steeped in tradition, often seen as an olive branch, a symbol of inclusion and familial ties. In recent times, these invitations have taken on layers of complexity, especially concerning King Charles and the Sussexes. Last year, an invite was extended to Prince Harry and Meghan, marking a poignant moment given the backdrop of their strained relations with the royal family. This gesture by King Charles was laden with the hope of reconciliation, a chance perhaps to bridge the gaps widened by public and private disputes. However, the serene setting of Balmoral belies the turbulent undercurrents. The invite, while appearing straightforward, was a chess move in the intricate game of royal relationships. It was not just about visiting a beautiful castle, it was about the acknowledgement, acceptance, and perhaps the healing of familial rifts. As these invites are extended, they pull back the curtain on the delicate dynamics within the royal family, showing us that even in royalty, the personal is deeply entangled with the ceremonial. As the royal saga unfolds, the invitations speak volumes more than just a simple visit. A royal invitation declined can stir more than just gossip columns. This was vividly illustrated back in 2022 when the media was abuzz with reports that the Sussexes had turned down an invitation from Queen Elizabeth II to visit Balmoral. This was no ordinary invitation. It was expected to be one of the Queen's last summers at her beloved Scottish estate, making the supposed snub seem all the more significant. The headlines were relentless. They painted a picture of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex as distancing themselves from the royal family, choosing to ignore the Queen's personal request. This narrative fit neatly into the ongoing saga of royal rifts and alleged rebellions. However, the truth, as it often is, was far more complicated than the headlines suggested. More than a year after these events, new details emerged that shed light on the real reasons behind the Sussexes' absence from Balmoral. It wasn't a matter of disregard or disrespect. Rather, it was a serious concern about security. Prince Harry had, in fact, expressed a desire to bring his family to Balmoral, to be part of what could be a poignant family gathering. Unfortunately, they were unable to secure the necessary arrangements to ensure their safety. This critical detail was missing from the initial reports, leading to a widespread misunderstanding of the situation. The narrative of a simple snub is convenient and dramatic, but it often ignores the complexities of real life, especially life under the royal spotlight. Issues such as security are not just logistical. They are deeply personal and absolutely crucial. The safety of their children is paramount for any parent, royal or otherwise. This episode at Balmoral serves as a reminder that the stories we consume in the media are seldom as straightforward as they appear. Sometimes, what we see in headlines barely scratches the surface of the real story. Invitations are extended, but not all are accepted. In the verdant rolling hills of Balmoral, where the royal family has spent many a summer, a new chapter unfolded following the last summer of Queen Elizabeth. King Charles, stepping into his new role, extended an olive branch to the Sussexes, inviting them to join him in the summer. This gesture, set against the backdrop of previous tensions, was a hopeful sign of reconciliation. However, the narrative was not as straightforward as it appeared. The invitation, extended through official channels, seemed to be a public display of unity. But beneath the surface, the complexities of royal dynamics were at play. It was reported that while the invitation was genuine, there was an underlying belief that it would not be accepted. And indeed, it was not. As summer turned to autumn, another opportunity arose. Before Prince Harry's journey to Dusseldorf for the Invictus Games, a sporting event for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women, an event close to Harry's heart, another invitation was sent out. This time, it was not just an invitation to Balmoral, but also an implicit offer to mend fences. Yet, this too came with its own set of challenges. The invitation was extended at a time when accommodations at Windsor Castle, a place Harry had called home, were reportedly denied to him for his stay. This move could be seen as a strategic play, positioning Balmoral as the only royal sanctuary available to Harry during his visit. These invitations, layered with public gestures and private refusals, paint a complex picture of the royal family's internal dynamics. They reveal a pattern of communication that serves multiple purposes: a public image of unity and an internal safeguarding of boundaries. The chessboard of royal relationships is intricate, with every move calculated. What is said and what is done can often diverge in the world of royalty. This statement rings particularly true when it comes to the inner workings of royal invitations, a subject that peeks through the gilded curtains of palaces, revealing a complex narrative of public versus private personas. Take, for instance, the well-publicized invitations extended to royal family members. These invitations are often communicated through the press, rather than directly to the individuals involved. This method of communication serves multiple purposes. Publicly, it paints a picture of unity and familial bonds, extending an olive branch to those who might be geographically or personally distant. However, the reality behind the scenes can be starkly different. In some cases, these invitations are not followed through with the necessary arrangements, such as security or accommodation, making it practically impossible for them to be accepted. This raises questions about the sincerity of the invitations themselves. Are they genuine offers of reconciliation and family time, or are they strategic moves in a larger game of public relations? The implications of such discrepancies are profound. For the public, it shapes a narrative that may not align with reality, often casting certain family members in roles they may not necessarily occupy. For the family dynamics, it can create or exacerbate rifts. When members of the royal family receive these public invitations, only to find the reality much less welcoming, it can lead to feelings of alienation and mistrust. Moreover, this practice of using the press as a mediator rather than direct communication can dilute personal relationships, replacing private warmth with public coldness. The lack of direct and personal communication may suggest a formality and distance that is hard to bridge, even among family members. Behind the grandeur of royal life, these practices reveal a world where public perception often takes precedence over personal relationships. It's a delicate balance of appearance versus reality, where each public statement can be a calculated move in a much larger strategy. In royal corridors, every word echoed to the public might mask a different private truth. In a world connected by technology, the royals still choose whispers over wires. It's a curious spectacle, watching one of the world's most closely watched families navigate their interpersonal communications with a method that seems almost archaic. The royal family, with all the resources at their disposal, often opts for a more indirect route of making family plans known, through the media. Traditionally, one might expect a phone call or a personal message to suffice for an invitation, but in the regal realms of Britain, it's not always so straightforward. Royal reporters and biographers often find themselves the bearers of news about personal invitations, a practice that can seem bewildering to the outside observer. Why, you might ask, would a family choose to communicate through intermediaries rather than directly? This method of communication could be seen as a strategic maneuver, maintaining a controlled narrative in public while keeping actual sentiments and decisions cloaked in secrecy. However, it's a double-edged sword. While it helps manage public perception, it also opens up room for misinterpretation and speculation. The lack of direct communication might lead to misunderstandings, creating rifts not just within the family, but also between the public and the monarchy. Moreover, when these invitations and communications are filtered through third parties, the original intent can become skewed. As each reporter adds their own tone or interpretation, the fundamental message might be altered or lost entirely. This can lead to public confusion about the true state of relationships within the royal family. When messages are passed through many, the original intent often gets lost in translation. As we look ahead, the royal family continues to captivate and confound. The saga of invitations and perceived snubs paints a vivid picture of a family caught between the demands of public duty and the complexities of private relationships. King Charles, in his role, appears to juggle the delicate balance of maintaining tradition while navigating the intricate personal dynamics within his family. The relationship between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family, particularly with King Charles, has been under intense scrutiny. The public and private faces of these relationships often seem at odds, leading to a whirlwind of media speculation and public intrigue. The question that lingers in the air is whether these familial bonds can withstand the pressures of royal responsibilities and media scrutiny. Looking to the future, one wonders if there will be a reconciliation or a continued distancing. Will the royal family find a way to bridge the gaps, or will the story continue along its current fragmented path? Thank you everyone for watching the video. Show some love by subscribing and sharing the video. Remember to leave a comment. Thank you. I'm your loyal host, Carl.